Chatty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chatty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chatty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Wrasslin with them Wrasslin boys. I'm the POT, and that's my tag team partner, Big E. And we're here to bring you another episode of premium wrestling content. It's a big one, bro. Number 60, the Super Bowl edition for Super Bowl 60. Ain't that crazy how that worked out?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's our year, 2026. Hey, it's welcome to Wrasslin episode 60, man. This episode is brought to you by Alpha Mat Transport. 770-694-0634 for all your towing needs in the metro Atlanta area. Mention the Welcome to Wrasslin and you'll get 10% off your total towing bill. So yeah, Alpha Mat Transport, hit them up. Official sponsor of the Welcome to Wrasslin podcast. My brother, let's just jump into it, man. Super Bowl 60. Why don't you take us into it?
Well, I dealt with some barbershop talk the other day. And of course, the heavy favorite was Seattle going in. My pick was Seattle, but the main point was the over-under at 45 points. I'm not a gambler, so I ain't putting no money on it. But the owner of the barbershop I go to was very high on Seattle, but he had the over. And I kept telling him that both teams got good defenses, and I was like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And I ended up being right with the over-under. So I can't wait to see him on that. And but the game itself, a lot of people probably consider it a boring game because it was a defensive game. And you got to think, man, New England had 0 points going into the fourth quarter. They couldn't do anything. I mean, they couldn't get a first down. They couldn't do anything. So shout out to Seattle defense. They really suffocated.
They balled out.
They balled out.
Drake May, he looked like it was all business with his pregame interview, but he just looked shook from the get-go. It's a bit, not saying that he can't handle the pressure, it's still, that's the big stage at the highest level. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to New England and Seattle, but shout out Seattle for pulling it off. Defense is amazing. We're both defensive guys. So, I love to see a defensive ball game. It's never boring when you can't get nothing done. A lot of missed check downs, just a good defensive ball game. Then it got, of course, second half, it got a little out of hand with the pick six. And overall, tell me what you thought about the halftime show.
I know it's going to be a lot of people upset, but it was typical Bad Bunny to me. It's not like we know that he does his music in Spanish. So it's not like we understood. We knew that going in. Like, ain't like Bad Bunny who's just going to start doing his music in English, I mean, so, but as far as the performance itself, I didn't know what the hell he was saying. I thought it was entertaining as far as how it was choreographed and everything. I had no problem with it, but I know it's going to be a main topic tomorrow. Folks going to be upset, because they ain't know what the hell he was saying. But one thing I did like near the end of his performance, he preached unity, though.
Yeah.
He had like the Puerto Rican flag and all the different Caribbean countries, and
Yeah.
he had the American flag. You
Yeah.
know, so he wasn't like on no hate America type stuff. It was like he was preaching unity, and I just
Right.
want to point that out for people who want to, people gonna try to take it however they want to take it, and a lot of people, and I'm talking about the media. I ain't saying like everybody, but they're gonna try to hijack it and try to say this and that. And I just really respect the fact that his message, especially at the end, was about unity. And I had to give him a shout out on that.
Yeah. Yeah. On purpose, I went to check social media about 5 minutes after
Okay.
the show, and I have come to this conclusion that 90%. I want to throw 90% out there. 90% of the people watching the halftime show don't like the halftime show unless the performers look exactly like they do.
I'm sure.
We don't talk politics. It is a sad freaking world we're living in right now. I want to say back in the 60s and 70s that they would have never thought we would still be like this in 2026.
Right. It's like
With
we're
our,
going backwards. You know what I mean?
And I mean to tell you, like, it's sad. It's very sad. We're not going to talk about the president on here. We're not going to do all that. This ain't the place. This welcome to wrestling. But I do want to encourage everybody that's listening, everybody that's out there, man, fuck the dumb shit, man. We're all the same. No matter where we look like or not. None of us are perfect. We all come from a woman. We got a whole lot of stuff more in common than we could ever thought about having in common. A lot of us struggle. Come on, man. I got to stop because I'm gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? So let's just move on. But man, bro, love you, bro. I tell you that much. Love you, bro. It's my brother right here, and we do not look the same. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get together.
Yeah, it really is sad, bro.
It's depressing. It's
I
depressing.
mean, people that know us know what we about, know that we're a melting pot. We got black friends, white friends, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But people who know us know, but to move on from that, before we move off of the Super Bowl, I want to give a shout out to New England's defense as well. I know we talk about being a defensive game, but New England defense kept it a game.
Yeah.
They kept it a game. So I just want to give them credit because that game could have been a lot worse than it wasn't really as close as the score ended up being.
Yeah.
But it could have been a lot worse because their defense didn't let Seattle just go off as well. So I just wanted to point that out as well as, New England, they came to play their defense. It just.
The outside linebacker on New England. Crap. Anyway, that shot that he had on Darnold, bro, that's one of them. That's one of them that you dream of when you play on the outside. And it was good sportsmanship, textbook, hit because, bro, he could have tore his head off. Because he didn't. He was back there so fast, and I love to see that, man. Just good old fashioned. Let's go out here and play football. He still grabbed him and rolled. It wasn't no straight to the ground. You know what I mean? But boy, I mean, he had free reign on him. that could have changed the whole trajectory of the game right there. You know what I mean? So I thought I would mention that.
Right.
I did notice that, and you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that. Yeah, dude. Who was your? I know who they gave the MVP, but who was your MVP? Was it the same, or was it different?
To be honest with you, I don't even know who they gave MVP to because I left the little shindig I was at. But that was kind of hard because it wasn't like
Should have gave it to the
I would have gave it
defense.
to Walker.
Yeah, the running
Well,
back.
definitely
Yeah,
the defense.
yeah.
Yeah, but
But
Walker had like
he was toting that
140
thing,
or
but
something like that. But I don't know who ended up getting it though.
yeah, he had 75 in the first half. So he was
Who
toting
got
that
it?
thing. But that's what I think he got. That's what I picked because I turned it out too to get out here.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I had to I had to get them youngins in bed and get out here so we can knock this thing out.
Absolutely.
But listen, we can go to the Google machine though. To the Google machine. But yeah, man, football it's a wrap. It's a wrap for professional football. We do have the UFL coming up. Are you? I mean, I love all football. If you got a chance to watch it, but you're not gonna rush home to watch a UFL game per se like you would an NFL game. Are you gonna catch some of the UFL games? Are you gonna watch some or?
I ain't gonna lie, man. It's hard for me to get into those. Not that it's not entertaining. 'Cause I'm sure football's football, but and I think a part of it, just to be honest with you, is I don't know 98% of the guys, and I'm not gonna lie. I get depressed after the NFL and college seasons.
Yeah.
But so there's more football to watch. But
yeah,
I also need a mental break from football too.
Yeah.
Maybe if the off season wasn't so long, because it is long. Because we as far as the NFL, like we got to go from now and then, preseasons and what like August, late August or whatever. So we looking at 6.5 months. That's a long time. However, it just being and it's a personal thing. Nothing is UFL. I'm happy that they have another league so some guys can go out there and try to live out their dream. A few of them guys get to make it to the NFL. And like for some people who football fanatics like we are, but there's some people who watch that stuff is a product for everybody. So but I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me to get into that. So I'll probably catch a game every now and then. I'll probably watch some of it, flipping the channels, but it's hard for me to just be like, oh, there's a game. Come on at 3:00. I'm gonna watch that game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. When the love of the game, your team struggling, fantasy football, it can get tiring at the end. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you do need a middle break. I will be checking them out. I'm real curious about the Birmingham Stallions with AJ.
I wonder why. There we go.
With AJ McCarron being the head coach, got a couple of Bama guys joining the staff. So I'm actually gonna go try to check one out in person.
On Legion Field, huh?
Yeah. So been there before. Got to see that. I saw my first Alabama game there back in the 80s. So definitely looking forward to that. But definitely want to try to check one out, man. To see what it's all about. I mean, we've watched it, but I'm just, that's really got me curious. I listened to Coach JB from Jason Brown from Last Chance U, his podcast, and that's the coach for Independence U, and AJ's on there almost every day, and does segments and stuff on there, and he's been promoting and hyping it up. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna give it a watch and definitely check it out. I mean, I like the big three. I like a lot of that different stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no
I think,
doubt, no doubt.
yeah, I'd like to go see the big three in person.
But
You know,
you remember what I mentioned earlier, and again, nothing against USL, but Big
yeah,
Three are like a lot of guys that we know.
yeah. I was just about to say it might be even more popular than the UFL.
Yeah,
You know, yeah. So, but we are in the midst of we got All-Star weekend coming up soon for basketball, and then once baseball get rolling, and we get into them dog days of the summer when it's nothing, nothing going on, and then football is getting ready to start. So it's hard. Used to back in the day, I could watch a whole baseball game, no sweat.
yeah. Same
You
way
know,
with me.
I remember skipping school on opening day to go watch the game at home. You know, and that's of course this also back when you go to Turner Field and sit on the front row of the outfield for $13. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough to watch a whole game. These days it's hard to get into it. Plus, the boys baseball with all that baseball going on, the last thing I want to watch is baseball.
Yeah, you're a grown ass man. Huh?
Right.
You got grown folk responsibilities.
Hey, I gotta tell you something funny, man. About we did the draft for my both my sons' teams, so I got to go to 2 drafts. Because
Okay,
I manage both of their teams.
right.
So we do a whole thing where we grade the players, and because we have to draft them, and then we have to grade the coaches' kids because that's how you set up the draft numbers. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Your kid might be a 1. You know what I mean? So you're like at the end, and you lose your first round draft pick. You know what I'm saying?
Now, okay,
Your
okay.
kid, your son is a 1, and a lot of guys be having 2 or 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? I go in there with no coaches, no nothing, so I can get a better draft pick. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
anyway, so we going through new rules, and then guess what? They got the Evan rule in there.
Who is the Evan Rule?
No more intentional walks.
Really? Yeah,
Because
yeah.
last year in the playoffs, when I intentionally walked them 2 guys in to end the inning so we could get our at bat,
You
and
like Belichick out
then,
there.
hey, and then we end up hold your thought right there, and then we end up winning. So and because it was only like 2 minutes left, you know what I mean? So we wasn't gonna get another at bat. So
Right.
I thought it was funny because the coaches all came off after the game, and that was great coaching, man, great coaching. They went straight and complained. So you can still intentionally walk somebody, but you got to throw the pitches now. You can't send them because
Oh, okay.
literally you can say, "Hey, I'm walking him," and send him without throwing a
Okay.
pitch. So you can't do that no more. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, shout out to all you coaches getting out coached and going complaining. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Hey, let's talk Belichick for a minute.
Okay.
Not getting in the Hall of Fame on the first time around.
Yeah.
How
If
many
you
Super Bowl appearances as a head coach?
9 as a head coach.
And how many as a defensive coordinator? 2?
Yeah, we won 2. I think I don't know if he went to 3. I know at least 2 because they won 2 with him as a defense coordinator. Well, okay. Now, and of course, they've been talking about this past 2 weeks, on.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, I want to tell when you get done, I want you to remind me just in case I forget, because I've heard the best quote about this whole thing earlier today. But go ahead.
Well, now I know they changed the rule as far as 'cause he didn't have to wait long to even be eligible, right? It's not like the player had to wait 5 years. He was
Right.
eligible immediately. But there's no way in hell This man won 2 more Super Bowls than anybody as a head coach.
Mhm.
Now, there's 50 voters.
Right.
A lot of them are writers and stuff. Was he nice to the media? No. So it was a personal vendetta, it would sound like to me. It's almost
Yeah.
like T.O. not getting in as a first ballot Hall of Fame. No, damn well, T.O. one of the top 3 receivers to ever play the game with Jerry Rice and Randy Moss.
Right.
How in the hell he's not a damn first ballot Hall of Famer, right?
Right.
So it would just sound like a personal vendetta. We don't like you and blah, blah, blah. Okay, he had a deflate gate and the spine stuff. I understand all of that. But he won 3 Super Bowls after all of that happened. Right? So you
Right.
say, okay, well, he had Tom Brady as quarterback. Okay. What coach ain't have a great quarterback? Bill Walsh had Joe Montana.
Right. Right.
Chuck Noll had Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson, Troy Aikman for 2 years, and then Barry Switzer had Troy Aikman. You know what I mean? So it's like, so every argument that they have against this man, there's a counter argument to say, well, don't all Super Bowl winning teams have Andy Reid? He ain't win a Super Bowl till he got Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
I bet you he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You know he is.
Yeah, so it's like, and one thing I can say though, I like how the players, the Hall of Fame players, even coaches not in the Hall of Fame, like a Rex Ryan, they all went to bat for that dude. Everybody was appalled by it. All the media, sports media, they all was pissed off. Pat McAfee, it didn't matter who it was, Stephen A. Smith, Rex Ryan, all of them was appalled. I heard Emmitt Smith say this past week, and I'm gonna let you have it after this. Emmitt Smith said this. He was on First Take, in the San Francisco Super Bowl. He said, if Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then why in the hell am I in?
Right. Right.
This is the leading rusher of the NFL history.
Right.
We all know Emmitt Smith, a Hall of Famer, but his point was, if Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, why am I a Hall of Famer? He could have dropped the mic on that.
Right. And you're talking about somebody that had one of the best offensive lines you've ever seen.
Boom.
And it's always that question where what if Barry Sanders would have had that offensive line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Phil Jackson, you're not going to put him because he had Jordan and Pippen and Kobe and Shaq. He still got to, tell him, hey, Scotty.
Randy Moss said one thing too. Okay, go ahead and say it. I think we're on the same page. Go ahead and say it.
Thing I heard the whole time. If they haven't coached in the league, haven't played in the league, haven't been a part of the league, they have no reason to be voting. No reason to be voting. There's no reason why a writer. And listen, let me tell you this. I've never been one to sit there and say, just because you didn't play in the league doesn't mean you can't be a coach and everything. Because you can be there's coaches that haven't played.
Right, absolutely.
Shit. But we're talking about the Hall of Fame, the best of the best. So you're talking about the NFL, which is the top tier, best of the best. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't play in the league, if you didn't coach in the league, if you didn't do anything, you have no business voting for that. And it's not even the NFL. Dale Murphy is still not in the Hall of Fame.
And he a 2-time MVP.
I mean, come on, man. But it is what it is.
Because he hit 398 home runs, really?
Right. 2 shy of 400. But defense the defense speaks for itself. Went from catcher to first base to outfield and excelled everywhere he went. But anyway, and maybe it was, and then you got the MVPs on terrible teams. The Braves were horrible back then. They were horrible. They were talented. They had talent, but they were horrible. But anyway, we'll move past on that. Anyway, hey, RIP to the 2026 NFL season. 25-26. But it's always something to look forward to. One thing about football season, like it goes by fast. It goes by fast. And talk about people that need an off season. That's why I don't like when they extend the games. You're trying to kill them guys. You know what I mean? I don't like how they try to do that and add more games to the schedule. I mean, it's only so much you can do.
Yeah, they talking about going to 18. I mean, it won't happen next year, but that's where they're trying to get it to.
Yeah, and want to take away some preseason games or whatever. But then that messes you up by trying to figure out who you want to sign. You need them for preseason games. You need to see if your backup quarterback is going to pan out. You know how important that is to choose a backup quarterback? Because it is. Huh?
They play like 3 games now?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
They used to be 4. I know back in the day, it was like 6.
Damn.
Way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But you cut it down to 2. I mean, you only getting 2 games before you make your final cuts.
Yeah.
And then how you can't get everybody on the field in 2 games. You trying to see, and then what are you gonna play? Your backup and your third string that you're trying to keep on. You got to have your practice squad guy. He's got to be able to perform to get the guys ready. Your backup, you have to be able to be ready to go forward with your backup just in case. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's important. Yeah. Like you're gonna let them get in the rhythm in 2 quarters and see how they come on, man. But anyway, let's talk a little bit of wrestling, bro.
Yes, sir.
So we know who Roman Reigns is going after, and CM Punk, bro. Let's talk about the promo, man. It always makes me think about, it's a promo, kid. If you're going to be the big dog, you got to learn how to do one. With John Cena and when he called out Roman, years ago. Roman's the man.
And he came a long way.
Bro, and you see why he's the tribal chief and see why he is the big dog. You know what I mean? But he let CM Punk have it. I hate you and what did he say? You dap me up. He was like, what you call it, Z-Bros or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And talk about him mocking him when they was leaving War Games or whatever. The promo was amazing. Amazing. We'll get into that a little bit later. Well, tell me what you thought. The one thing that got me when he dropped the mic and left, Punk had that smirk on his face. And he was on one of the podcasts this week. And they asked him about it, and he was like, it was good. He was like, it was walk around. He was like, it was kind of proud. You know what I mean? He was like, he gave it to me. And CM Punk, whether you're a fan of him or not, is one of the best to ever do it on the mic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. What's your thoughts?
Well, you notice how, Punk interrupted Roman, came out there, and Punk did like he was talking about his side chick, like he addressed Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And Roman was like, why are you talking about him? You interrupt me on my time and you talking about somebody else. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I checked him for that, off top, and of course, Punk always delivers when it comes. He comes with his typical. He came with it too because he talked about how Roman basically followed in his footsteps. He was like, "Well, I was champion 434 days, and I had the wise man first, and you basically you took my blueprint. Yeah, you champion however many 15, 16, how many days that Roman was champion, and he was like, just because you champion longer than me, you did it better, and talked about how you want to pick Drew McIntyre because he's easier, and all of it. I mean, it was like he was covered with some good stuff. It was almost like he forced Roman to be like, oh, that's how you feel? Like, oh, well, let me tell you what's really on my mind, what's really going on. And it kind of reminded me of because the Shield, they started with Punk, when they got introduced to the main roster. So it was almost kind of like how Seth and Roman feel the same way about Punk. As far as storyline, it's like they both hate Punk. For similar reasons, because even Roman was like, when you came back, who do you think they asked if I was cool? They asked me if I was cool with it. like, man, you here because of me.
Right.
Please.
And you're welcome.
Yeah. I thought it was brilliant. I thought, I know a lot of people was kind of upset about Roman winning the Rumble, but I think a lot of those same people that's upset about it is no longer upset because they're like, oh, wow, I can't wait to see what's going to happen on this build leading up to this match. So I felt like they hit a home run with that, man. I was very pleased. Everybody had pretty much the same reaction to it. I haven't seen nobody with a negative reaction. I'm sure somebody does, but
you already know that. You already know negative reactions for everything.
Yeah. But for all the people I look at and watch, whether it's Instagram or podcast on YouTube or whatever, everybody was like, that was Chef's kiss.
Yeah. They was cooking with grease, dog. Yeah. And Cody had a hell of a promo on SmackDown himself.
Man, yes, he did.
Yeah, and I can't remember who it was on Busted Open. It might have been Mark Henry, but they were talking about when Cody gets excited and he's like that list comes back.
Mark Henry,
and it's almost like Dusty out there that because he has that list pretty good.
Yeah.
When it's there, it really comes out when he gets out there and gets excited and gets heated or whatever.
Raheem.
That was a mean spot right there. The measuring contest, and my nickname ain't Raheem for nothing. He was basically saying, hey,
I got a big penis right here.
That's when you go down there and chop down by your knee. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
that's just like when Cena and Roman was going at it, and Cena was like, "You come out here with your fly open." He was like, "Nah, I busted it, big dog." You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, we got Elimination Chamber coming up, another Saturday night's main event. Really didn't get a lot of stuff. I mean, Raw was good, SmackDown was good. Starting to see some stuff from the you're starting to see a little friction in the MFTs and Solo. And what did you think? Did you watch SmackDown?
I did.
Okay. Tell me what you thought about Shinsuke and Tama Tonga.
They've been kind of at it past few weeks anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way it was kind of presented early, it was almost like Shinsuke was kind of getting his head like, "Hey, you need to leave them alone." And
Right. They got history.
yeah,
Because we're in Japan for a long time.
right. Which I don't know exactly where they're gonna go with all that, but I am glad that we getting to see Shinsuke a little more than they've been using them lately. But like you said, there's a lot of friction with the MFTs. So we will. That's gonna be curious because I still don't know. WrestleMania is what, like 7 weeks away.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot that can happen up to that point. Like you said, there's a PLE in 3 weeks, Elimination Chamber. Then we got a Saturday night's main event. So they're going to start planting seeds. WWE like a slow burn.
Yeah.
And don't know where all that's going to lead to. Of course, they the tag champs, Solo and Tama Tonga. So I'm just also glad that because Tama, he had a singles match with Shinsuke. So I'm glad to see that he's starting to get more TV time, more action as well. So I'm kind of excited about it. I hope that leads to something because I like Tama Tonga, like I do.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
OG member of the Bullet Club, great tag team wrestler. They'll put some weight on, So yeah, man, I like that he's getting a little bit of shine, and getting to do some different stuff. And he's got a personality too. They just haven't really tapped into it yet. But hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully they'll keep using them. And we'll see where it all goes. But yeah, a lot of questions to be answered, a lot of seeds to be planted. Raw should be very interesting tomorrow. Uso's gonna have to put them tag team belts up soon. So I don't know if from what I heard, that Jimmy's not hurt or anything, but the pregnancy thing is being a little rough. So that's why he's been at home.
Well, he's going to be there tomorrow because or at least he's scheduled to be there because they're going against Otis and Tozawa.
Yeah. So they should be putting him on the line tomorrow night.
Right.
Yeah, so good. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, man, it's getting interesting. So you think it's gonna be Cody and Drew at WrestleMania?
I don't think they're gonna do one-on-one with them again. It's either gonna be a triple threat. But here's the thing, though. They got the chamber.
Right.
So the winner of the chamber is gonna have to be in that match. But if it's a triple threat, how are they gonna? Or
what if the chamber sets up Cody and Randy at WrestleMania, and then somebody? Yeah.
I was just about to say that they could, because they might do like a triple threat at the chamber.
Yeah.
And
it'd be like a Randy.
Let's say if Cody, like to your point, if what you're thinking comes to fruition, then that would mean that Cody will win the triple threat if they have that match for the title at Elimination Chamber, and then Randy win the chamber match itself, and then we could do a Randy Cody that way. But I don't think I mean, who knows? But I don't think that they would do a Cody Drew when they've been feuding all this time and had 3 stages of hell, and now they added Jacob and they're doing this triple threat thing.
Yeah.
And for them just to feud all the way to 7 weeks later, they do a Cody Drew. I just don't. I mean, they might. I think a lot of people would be disappointed if they was to do that.
Yeah. So what if Jacob was to win Elimination Chamber?
I mean, I'll be all for it if Jacob do any damn thing. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. I'm
Yeah,
all for it. I just don't want to see Cody. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cody and Drew been great, but
yeah,
they've been feuding so long. And we've
right.
seen that match countless of times. They had a 3 stages of hell, which normally is supposed to be the end of a feud. Of course,
Right.
Jacob got involved, which I love the 3-way thing they're doing. But if they was to do this feud and even added Jacob all the way until the middle of April, just to do Cody versus Drew
Yeah,
for the title, I think that a lot of people would be very disappointed if that's what they would go with
yeah,
for the WWE Undisputed Championship.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Jacob's gonna win the Elimination Chamber, and then
Okay.
somehow it sets up Cody and Randy for them to go at it at WrestleMania, and somehow or another set that up. We'll see.
Well,
We'll see.
another thing I thought about, let's say they don't do the triple threat at the Chamber, or they could still do that at Saturday night's main event, which would be after the Chamber. But look, I'm thinking that maybe Drew to add fuel to the fire can cost one or the other the Chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
They already cost Cody the Rumble.
Right.
They already showed somebody. It's been countless of times where even though Chambers were locked up, they already had countless of times where somebody come in, just like what Jade Cargill did last year,
Mm-hmm.
came in a chamber. And I mean, but they did that several different times in the past where they'll let somebody come from the outside, even though Chambers will be locked up. They let somebody come in from the outside and cost somebody the chamber match. So I wouldn't be surprised if McIntyre cost Cody or maybe Jacob to continue that feud. But you know, because a lot of people think like, well, it looks like it's going to be a triple threat between the three. I can see that, but how would they get to that? Because if somebody win the chamber, then they have to do some type of shenanigans for them to add somebody for a triple threat.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
They would have to be the last two in the chamber.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We'll definitely be watching and seeing. But Raw this week should be interesting. We should get a few surprises. Let's talk about AJ for a second. Let's talk about AJ Styles. Did you see he was on with Stephanie? He was on with Stephanie McMahon.
I seen clips of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of stuff with his wife and his daughter, talking about
I was watching when they read the letter, his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also said a part where his little girl was like, everybody says I'm lucky to have AJ Styles as my daddy, but they're all lucky because their daddy comes home all the time. And it was he had a hard time talking about it, but I'm totally convinced that we're not done and we're gonna see some good stuff with AJ all over the place. No send off whatsoever as far as on Raw, and I don't know if they're gonna do something for the Hall of Fame or whatever, but there was nothing. I mean, they talked about it, but Gunther came out to AJ's music.
What an asshole, right?
And it's like, and it always makes me think like, he's not a real WWE guy. You know what I mean? AJ's not. He's not a WWE groomed guy.
Yeah.
So they're not good. And he's not John Cena. They're not going to treat him like Cena. He doesn't have the career that Cena had at WWE. But the career he has had is, bro, he's up there. He's in the upper echelon of sports entertainers. And he's, some will say he's the best. Some might say he's one of the best, but he's up there. And, it can't go down like that. You can't end his career in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? That can't be the end of it. It can't be. So, let him go home, let him rest up a little bit, and then let him hit the road, and see what comes of it.
I think it's kind of like what we talked about with Emerson at the Royal Rumble review.
Mm-hmm.
Even how that whole post-match thing when he was about to take the gloves off and then he put them back on. It was like his way of telling us, if you read between the lines, it was a way of telling us, like, I'm done here, but I'm not done.
Yeah, my WWE career is over.
Yeah,
my professional wrestling career isn't over.
Right. So I'm just going to take it for that. But until we know, we don't know. But if you had to give me a percentage scale, 50-50, I would say, and this is going to be a bold statement, but I say 75-25 that we're going to see AJ Styles either in New Japan or he probably going to do like a little tour where he's wrestling. He's wrestling people, and through 2026, almost like not so much like a Cena. Well, Cena had his through WWE, but similar to he's having these matches with people until the end of the year to get a send off. It's almost like when an NBA player say, I'm retiring after this year, and they'll go like with Kobe or Dirk Nowitzki. They had the same similar type of send off where they might be playing at the Houston Rockets for the last time, and they'll they'll have a video board of highlights of a guy that's their rival.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, thank you for being our fucking rival. You're great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I think he'll get that respect that's earned.
And it's earned and well deserved, man. And
Absolutely.
I hope, we'll be watching. He needs to do NWA Power in Atlanta so we can go.
That'd be awesome.
Show up at MLW. Hey man, shout out to MLW with the return of Festus the other night at the Battle Riot. Doc Gallows gets eliminated. Carl Anderson is still in there. It's like the Royal Rumble. It's called the Battle Riot or whatever instead of Battle Royal. Next thing you know, a couple of people down, that damn Festus comes out. Came out. You know what I'm saying? Carl Anderson like, what are you know what I'm saying? Looking at it, what are you doing? And then Carl Anderson gets eliminated. And then Carl goes and bangs on the ring bell. And then Festus went crazy. Man, shout out to Festus, man, for making a return for the first time in 20 years. He might have made a return at home or something like that on his son or something. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of, totally different, but it kind of reminded me that year when Mick Foley came out as Kathy Jack.
Yeah.
Mankind, they do love.
Right.
It was Rumble.
But shout out to MLW and shout out to to Festus making his return.
That's hilarious, bro.
Hey,
that's hilarious.
Cool thing though with Doc Gallows, his son actually made his wrestling debut this past Friday in Temple, Georgia.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I saw some pictures and some small clips and stuff like that, man. Shout out to CJ Gallows, man. Yeah, man. Can you imagine? You know, not even wrestling or whatever, but being an athlete, period, and your son following in your footsteps. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, bro, it don't get no better than that. You know what I mean? And you get to teach what you're so passionate about to your son. Come on, dog. That's got to be one of the best things ever, man. So, yeah, it's got to be cool. But, you know. But, hey, speaking of retired wrestlers, there's been some rumble about a retired wrestler wanting to wrestle one more match again. And that's your boy, my boy, the Nature Boy.
He wanted to do it one more time.
You want to do it one more time. You want to wrestle. He wants to wrestle Ricky Morton. I'm all about it. Listen.
I know you all about it, but I man.
No. Wait a minute. Let me finish. I'm all about Flair. Whether everybody hates him, doesn't like him, he's drinking himself to death. There's nobody. He's the best to me. Everybody, you know, AJ and HBK are like close second. You know what I'm saying? Because they're neck and neck. But Flair, you know, I mean, come on, dog. Ruled the 80s, you know what I'm saying? It, was a dog in the 70s, ruled the 80s, a dog in the 90s, and wrestled all the way up to 2009 competitively. And could still wrestle better than half the guys on the roster. Was doing Money in the Bank matches. That last one, even the stuff in TNA was a little off. You know what I mean? But that last match, man, I'm glad it's cool they did it or whatever. I'd rather see him drinking a beer that he probably shouldn't be drinking and riding around in his boat on Instagram than watch this man go through this again. In your mind, you can do anything. But just because you tell your body to do something doesn't mean it's going to do it. You know, and he looked, you know, if there's one wrestler I don't want a dog, it's him. You know, but they couldn't even strap the belt around him where it would hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just from the entrance, it was, you know, sad, the last one. And he had a heart attack while he did it. Like real mild or whatever. But they thought he was dehydrated. Then they find out later on it was a heart attack.
You know, that man about to turn 77 years old in about 3 weeks.
I'm convinced he wants to die in the ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too, man. Who's going to sanction that? I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but this is news to me. I heard this rumor before, though, like probably about a year ago, they were saying that, you know, Nate wants to do another match. But now you telling me that this is really a thing and he wants to do Ricky Morton, which I can understand that because of their history.
And being a rival and
yeah, you know, but man, cause see, the other one was at least a tag match.
Right.
Yeah. You talking about doing a one-on-one?
I mean, that's what he said, but I mean, that's what was said. But my thing is, now Ricky Morton is 69, but Ricky Morton's a freak of nature because he still wrestles damn near every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Rock and Roll Express. I don't want to see it. I do not want to see it. That's why I had to stop you because when I said I'm all about him, not watching him.
You had to clarify.
Yeah, I didn't want it to look like I was backtracking either after you said what you had to say. I want you to know this. I'm huge Ric Flair fan. I am not interested in seeing him do anything. I get nervous when he goes to these AEW and stuff like that. When he walks up the steps, I get nervous and think he's gonna fall, or I'm not interested. I'd rather see him in a bar somewhere making a fool out of himself than get out there and die in that ring. But I'm also
Car Shield commercials with Ice-T and Allen Iverson.
Right. But I'm almost convinced the man wants to die in the ring. So like you say, hopefully nobody does sanction it, but $1 is $1 and everybody wants one. So I mean, they sanctioned it before. You know what I mean?
True.
So
True.
Ain't no telling what kind of card it would be or what they would do, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Goldberg. I don't want to see Nature in there no more. That's the great thing about YouTube and WWE and the library. You can watch everything he's ever done, and so can he. Man, sit back and make you a drink and watch some of your old tapes. You know what I'm saying? But my God, bro, stay out there.
That's easy for us to say, but you just did something
you're right about that too. But it just
you just did something that I cannot believe that you did, and I will ask you to never ever do this again. Do not never ever mention Goldberg and a Mount Rushmore guy like Nature Boy Ric Flair in the same sentence ever again. Ever.
I understand what you're saying, but when you hear both of them wrestling, the first thing that comes to your mind, unless you're one of these stupid ass marks out here, is disaster. You understand what I'm saying? That's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about them stepping in the ring again. Yeah, fuck, man, Goldberg still pissed they cut his speech off.
Yeah, but I didn't think his last match with Gunther was a disaster.
No, but you also had somebody in there to take care of him in there.
Well, no doubt. I mean, no doubt. But I just feel, and I'm just being real, and I talked about this before. He didn't have a lot of his last moments. Definitely wasn't great, but Goldberg was never a technician any damn way. But we both agreed that the Undertaker match was just ridiculous, and he could have killed the man, and he could have killed himself. I mean, the man had a concussion hitting his head before he walked to the ring, and then when he was working in the damn ring, the man then hit his head on the damn ring post. We both know that was horrible.
Yeah,
but still, it was the other matches, like the match with Bobby Lashley wasn't bad, and and I just felt like, again, me and you both not Goldberg fans. You know what I mean? So I hate. Huh?
Do you want to see another one?
Oh, hell no, but I didn't want to see the other ones. I mean, I hate when people, like we know a lot of people that don't watch wrestling now. They be like, well, yeah, I watched Stone Cold and The Rock and, the Attitude Era people. When we was in our late teens, early 20s, I get it. That was when wrestling was probably its most popular. That era, right? The Attitude Era, NWO and Nitro and Raw competing. So of course Goldberg was a big deal, the streak, and all of that. But I hate when people who are not really natural wrestling fans, who didn't really watch it before that era and didn't really watch it after that era, consider Goldberg as one of the all-time greats. Stephen A. Smith had a top 5 list one time, about a year ago. He had they were promoting, I think it might not have been a complete year ago. I think it was right when WWE announced that deal with ESPN. But Stephen A. had a top 5. And of course, he had the typical, they were like Stone Cold, and he might have had, I don't remember exactly what the list was, but he had Goldberg in his top 5. And even Ryan Clark and them looked at him like.
But that also tells you what kind of fan they were, and they didn't watch it that much.
Well, what kind of fan he was, because The other dudes did not agree with. They like Goldberg.
Right.
Well, I keep talking about all the wrestlers you could have picked out of your top five. You put Goldberg in there. You know what I mean? So,
Top five feels so fast because
right.
you have ones that you have to put in there, but you got a good 6 or 7 that are automatically thought about when everybody
In the
says
conversation.
Yeah,
it got right.
You got Andre, you got Hogan, you got HBK, you got Flair. You know, you're gonna tell me you're gonna put Goldberg right after that? After
You
those
got
four?
You got Stone Cold.
You got The Rock.
You got The Rock.
You got Sting, Macho. The list can go on. All them guys deserve to be on some kind of.
And that's not including Bruno, Sam. You know, folks that was before our era. Harley Race.
There's no way in the world that Goldberg should be anybody's top 10. The streak was a storyline. He didn't beat them people up for real.
I mean, neither did the other guys, but
right, but still,
though, yeah, I can't.
That's a storyline. It's the gimmick.
Undertaker, you know, like man.
God, we didn't talk about Triple H. We didn't talk about WWE guys. Not really. Come on,
man. I want to go on my rant real quick. I know we about to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, we already ran. Go ahead.
That's why I want to go ahead and finish it off. I know we always talk about how it's hard to please wrestling fans, and they nothing pleases them. And I'm hearing a lot more people talking about this Royal Rumble, how people breaking it down, and they didn't like this, they didn't like that, and I had issues with certain things. I didn't like the whole Brock Lesnar, like how I didn't really understand the timing of his elimination after Jey Uso was coming to the ring. The focus was on Jey, and then Brock gets eliminated, but it was almost like an afterthought. You barely saw it with the camera, and then Bully Ray talked about him busted open, which kind of made sense in the way. I like Bully Ray because he's very strong opinion, but he put a different perspective. I didn't think about it. He was like, well, maybe they didn't want to put a lot of emphasis on his elimination. Right. I'm like, but why not? You know what I mean? It's like, it's Brock Lesnar. He's still Brock Lesnar. So why wouldn't you put emphasis? But he was like, that was the point. They kind of like wanted to make an afterthought, where it's like, yeah, they had him in there for star power, but it was like they kind of like didn't want to make him look weak. So it was like, oh, he got eliminated. Okay, whatever, you know. But I was like, well, so the way Bully explained it, I kind of got it. But back to the Rumble itself, people act like that was the worst Rumble they ever seen, and just like, what are you talking about? Like, they were mad. Of course, we talk about how they were mad Roman won until they saw the promo with Punk. Then people were like, well, Obafemi should have won. And it's like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the whole Obafemi aspect, but he just got to the main roster. They still trying to sell this WrestleMania, the main event. Like, I don't think Obafemi winning the Royal Rumble and putting him in the main event, I'm not saying that won't do business. What I'm saying is I don't think that it's the time for that. Is not now.
Do you think that man's ready to main event WrestleMania and just got put on the roster the other day?
Me and you both know that. You get what I'm saying? But people, you know, and then people mad about the Braun Breaker thing. It's a storyline. They're building a story. Yes, they got the masked man, whether if it's Seth Rollins or somebody working with Seth, or whether if it's Adam Pierce, like you called, it's a story. It's a story. It makes that because the whole emphasis for the vision, well, we got a game plan. The three of us going to work together, but Braun is going to be the winner. Oh, he drew number 2. Heyman came out there before the show. This is a conspiracy. This is some bullshit. Why is he number 2? They planted the seeds. Then when he came out there, it's number 2 versus Obafemi. Oh, the Masked Man came and stomped him. So in the ring, he gets eliminated. He gets screwed. It's all a part of their bad karma. It's a storyline, people. Enjoy the show and watch it. And then I'm hearing people, they talk shit about Roman Reigns winning the Rumble. Of course, now they all aboard now because of the promo Punk. Then they're saying, well, now they couldn't build no stars without Roman Reigns, so they had to bring him back to take back over. Just like Cody ain't been doing shit. And it's like, wait a minute. So y'all just gonna disrespect Cody? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's not supposed to be Roman Reigns. They two totally different people. You know what I mean? But it's like, the fuck are y'all talking about, man? Like, it doesn't matter what happens. They're going to complain no matter what. I get sick to my stomach thinking about it. Like, I really do. You know what I mean? It's like, what do y'all want?
Let's just be honest. This is probably not the smartest thing for us to talk about because we're trying to grow our audience from wrestling fans. But the majority of wrestling fans that are on the internet are marks. And they're not, and they think they're cool because they're the smart marks. You know what I'm saying? And they know what's best. They know what's best for business. I was watching this clip from this guy last night say he doesn't trust Triple H and doesn't think this and think that. And I don't trust Triple H and he's going to do this and I'm going to watch. Bro, there's so much wrestling on right now. If you don't like it, watch this, and this. But you can't sit here and tell me that WWE had been on fire for the last 5-6 years. And that's where everybody still goes to. Everybody that wants to be a superstar, they still go to the WWE. Why? Because they're the best. They're always
and they're not going to hit on everything. That's not humanly possible.
Oh, man, this shit just don't work out sometimes. Do they fumble on talent? Yeah. It's been plenty of times they haven't used this person right, haven't used this person right. We'll sign this team and let them go again, sign them again, let them go again, but don't never use them. But they're over. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of examples. But my God, my thing is, if you knew how to book this shit, you'd be working up there and doing it.
Right.
First of all, and it's still real to me, damn it. This guy talking about I don't trust Triple H. What do you mean? He's not, you're going to break into your house and fucking, what are you talking about? Is they think this, but they still think this shit is real. Bro, if you want to go see some weirdos, man, go to a wrestling convention. And I guess I'm one of them because we done been to plenty.
Yeah, I mean, we're fanatics. We're fans,
Listen, this is the difference, okay? We're going to the airport and we bump into HBK. And I'm going to say, and this is just what Cody talked, the same thing. And this is what it is. You bump into HBK. All you want to do is say, you remember when you did this? You remember when he did that? We all want to do that. But some of us know not to. And just showing love. If you got to, give him respect. Bro, half the time I see you, I don't even ask for shit. I don't ask for no picture, no nothing.
I'll be.
Yeah. Man, wrestling fans will worry you to death and will run. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. They hate everything. You guys hate everything. You hate everything.
Everything.
You'll watch AEW for 2 months and then get mad at them because they didn't do what you thought they were supposed to do, or your guy did.
It's just a spot fest.
No, we went to that AEW show. That guy next to us was like, "Okay, we're 2 out of 3. We're doing good." Like, what are you talking about? He was just cheering for the baby faces and couldn't wait for we won 2 out of 3 matches so far. And I'm like, they knew in the back before they came out here who was gonna win, right? Like, this is an amazing show. We saw some amazing moves. You know what I'm saying? Real, high spots is AEW. But they still know who wins before they come out there.
Right.
And you've heard it a million times. These guys nowadays, they practice their match 4 hours before the TV comes on.
Right.
What are you so upset for?
On
DraftKings and losing.
Right. Yeah. It's just sickening to me, man. I don't get it, man. It's like they were mad when Vince was booking. Now they mad Triple H booking, and then I don't. And they're not gonna hit on everything. It's almost like when you athlete. Okay, Steph Curry is considered the greatest 3-point shooter ever played in the NBA, but he's a 40-something% 3-point shooter, just like all other great shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clutch, and he's definitely not one to leave open, and he catch fire. But point I'm making is that he still hits 4 out of 10. He's still like a 45% or so, which is good, but that he still don't hit all of his damn threes. You know what I mean? I just don't get these folks, man. And it's like they're not going to hit on everything. It's just what it is. And then, and I just don't get why Triple H gets so much hate anyway. And a lot of people shit on his career. He hold everybody down, but he got one of the worst WrestleMania records of all the top profile wrestlers. His WrestleMania record is awful. Where everybody mad he beat Sting.
Right. But he done put everybody else and their grandmama over.
Yeah. Like, really?
Three PLEs in a row. Pay-per-views back then. 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Everybody at WrestleMania.
Well, he beat Booker T. He's racist.
Man, come on, man. And that's why you can't afford. And you marks are the reason why you can't run up on wrestlers in the airport, because you ask them the same fucking questions that the other 10 that saw him at the last airport asked him.
Right.
You remember when you super kicked Sid? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the? Of course he remembers. He did.
When did that happen? Remind me.
And then they got to tell you how old they was when he did it. Man, I was 8 years old when he did that. All I did, and I went to my bedroom and I super kicked all my pillows for 2.5 hours. And I still do it in my grandmother's basement.
And they know that the fans is what makes them for what it is, but
dude, I'll never forget in all my time when I was at that NWA Legend Fan Fest, and I was out there hitting the thing, right? And your boy Bob Orton came out there.
Oh, Ace.
Hey, he came out there and fired up a cigarette, right? It was a little smoke section on the side. And he looked at me, how you doing? I was like, hey, good, sir. Are you doing all right? Yeah. And it was nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool.
Yeah.
And then so as soon as he, he leaned up against that pole and sat down on this step. Dude run up on him. Your son is gonna be one of the greatest heels this business has ever seen. What goes to and then he just he's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the dude went off for like 5 minutes. Your son is gonna be the greatest of all time, one of the greatest heels. And I'm like, no wonder these motherfuckers got bad attitudes all the time, man. No wonder why they, you know what I'm saying, like they be like hightailing it through the airport. They're trying to escape the marks from asking them the same question over and over again.
They probably like, oh, here they come.
You know, and when that dude left, and I just started laughing, right?
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, he said, I love these things. And just kept smoking that cigarette. But he was just, the whole time that dude was talking, he was just face down, smoking that cigarette, just listening. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Bro, it's crazy. Bro, you would not believe, bro, when you was there. You've been there.
Yeah, like that.
They know everything.
You remember we told about Ron Simmons that one time, and dude kept saying, "Daryl."
Yeah, that one guy just kept running up on Ron Simmons, Daryl. Like that. You don't think people do that all the time? Well, make sure it's different. And we sitting there chopping it up with him because we're not running over, Daryl.
Yeah.
That one guy. That one guy that we had met up with, you couldn't say nothing without him correcting you. That happened in January of '75, not February.
Yeah. They were driving in a Buick LeSabre. Right. Harley was driving.
Yeah, they was in a deuce and a quarter.
Drinking past blue ribbons up.
They said in this book, man, okay, that's great. And then, bro, and this is what kills me. They spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars at them things, but can't stand half of the people there, but to go take a picture with them.
Hey,
it's still real, damn it.
Hey, man.
But I love wrestling fans, though, man.
I mean, we love the business, man. So it's what it is, man.
You gotta take the good with the bad. But y'all come down to questions. That first question that comes to mind when you see somebody in the airport, don't ask that question because the guy you're going to try to holler at has been asked that 38,000 times in the past month.
Yeah.
By somebody that looks just like you.
Yeah. Yeah, for real though. I mean, for real, like for real, you know. And they love the fans. They know the fans is what, especially fan fest. They that's how they make their money now and all that.
but that got me and two co-Scorpios sitting there talking. That guy said, "Hey, is it okay if I ask him a couple of questions?" I said, "What you asking me for?" You know what I'm saying? He thought I was in security. And but Scorpio said you shouldn't. He said next time they ask, charge them $20.
Right. And we'll split it.
Right. Oh man. You guys are fun. I'm not even mad at y'all no more because now I'm thinking about how funny you are.
I mean, I know we talk about wrestling, but you both, of course, you obviously, you know me, and I did some pretty cool things as far as.
I can't see you.
You can't see me.
I can now. You kind of cut
Okay.
off a little bit.
Oh, but you
Yeah.
know, I mean, you my boy, you know me. You know, I did some pretty cool things like doing security for rappers like Lil Jon and Yin Yang Twins and folks like that back in the 2000s, and did my thing with, you know, K-ball with the NFL and being on the sideline with NFL athletes during the Falcon games and stuff, and had some cool interactions with the Eric Weddle and Travis Kelsey and Riverboat Ron Rivera, and you know, just whatever. But even then, it was like a
John Parker
small.
Wilson.
But you know, it was like small talk, but not small talk. You know, but even then, it was like, you know, they're regular people like me and you, obviously. But if you come off like that, they be more susceptible to the conversation and what's going on, what you're talking about. Um, I had different interactions with wrestlers because I ain't really been put in too many of those kind of situations.
Yeah.
But I've never really been a groupie kind of guy. Don't get me wrong. If I see a celebrity at the airport or athlete or something, I'm a fan. So I'm still like, damn, that's so and so. But I never been the kind that just go over there and be like, oh man, you know, that's just not me. And I refuse to be that way because again, they're still put their pants on one leg at a time and bleed red. And, you know, again, I'm not saying I don't, you know, if I see somebody like I can see Michael Jordan tomorrow and I'd be like, damn, that's Michael Jordan. But I'm
Right.
not going to go over there and be like, you know, that just, I'm not like that. And I know
Right.
you're not like that. So, you know, it's kind of hard for me. I know everybody's different. It's hard for me. You know, I know a lot of people don't get to meet those kind of people or had that kind of experience, you know. Because I tell you what, man, when I did the little security thing for Lil Jon, you know, I always talk about my Miami trip when I first, I can't never top that experience. You know,
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with rappers and stuff that I had their albums in the CD book.
Yeah. Shout out to the CD book.
Yeah, right. You know, but still, it was me and my brother were just talking about that yesterday, and it was like that we could write a book about some of those experiences, you know. Um, but if I came in and act straight like a groupie, then I wouldn't have been hanging out with them dudes as long.
Right.
You know, they were like, "Nah, you can't hang with us, dude. You don't know how to act." You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's hilarious at them things, man. You know, folks, just people get different around celebrities and stuff. You know, you see a wrestler, you be like, oh man, I remember seeing like Kevin Nash at Sam Goody, you know what I'm saying, getting CDs and stuff. You know, just looking like, damn, that's big sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See,
we both got a Nash story.
yeah, yeah,
I was working at probably around the same time. I was working at Malibu Speed Zone up off Busby in Kennesaw.
yeah,
He was in there with Tristan. Tristan might have been like 4 years old. Nobody was in there at that time playing video games in the arcade park. I'm
yeah,
bartending. I see Big Nash walking around with little bitty old son at the time. I
yeah,
could have went over there. Nobody was in there. I could have went over there being groupie as hell.
right,
And I was a Nash guy, especially back then.
yeah.
I ain't say a word to him. I just kind of like, we kind of they eye to eye. I just kind of gave him he gave
Yeah,
me the heads up, and I just kept it moving.
I
Yeah, I
remember
wanted to
when,
go talk to
what's
him
up,
bad.
what's up? I was like, Benny Vegas, my boy. What's up? What's up?
Yeah, so that's what it is, man.
Yeah, man. Wrestling fans are crazy. You can't satisfy them, dog. They can't be satisfied. They don't like shit, you know. And what you gonna do?
Even and I know we really about to wrap it up, but even like a lot of people starting to do their predictions for the WrestleMania card. And everybody kind of, I've seen a few folks, kind of gave out their predictions or talk about rumors they've been hearing. And it's very unpredictable right now. I love it. I love it that way. I love it. I'm glad that we like right now, we still got like 7 weeks away from WrestleMania, and we don't know. We still don't know what direction they're gonna go with a lot of these feuds. Even with the Cody, Drew, Jacob thing, we don't know what they're gonna do.
Hell no.
Yeah, and we still got this chamber that they doing qualifying matches for. So I love that aspect of it. So I'm a fan. We're fans, and I'm just gonna put my seatbelt on, enjoy the ride.
Right. Hey man, it's been Welcome to Wrasslin, man. Episode 60, pretty much a rant the whole time.
Ray Nitschke, linebacker with Green Bay Packers, old Hall of Famer, number 60, Ray Nitschke.
There you go. Hell yeah. But hey man, we'll be back next week. Plenty to talk about. Maybe get a topic in and be having some interviews coming up here real soon, man. So it's really exciting for us, really exciting for Welcome to Wrasslin. Hey man. Welcome to Wrasslin.
Welcome to Wrasslin.
Welcome to Wrasslin, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.